Spoiler alert, it has freaking sucked. But there's nothing I would rather do. Before I get into explaining why, if you don't know who I am, my name is Upper Wesley, I've made these games, and I make weekly devlogs. I've been releasing weekly videos for 1 year. Originally it was just a way for me to reach out to people who might want to play my games. Since then it's kind of become its own thing, and I've become more of a YouTube game developer than a game developer who does YouTube. So I'm going to talk about 3 things. The work and progress I've made this year, how much money it's earned me, and how much I think I'm going to earn in the future. And then I'm going to talk about a realization that I had as this anniversary was approaching. So I'm going to start by talking about the work that I've done. This year as a game developer, I've created a stealth game, an endless runner, a dig 'em up, a shoot 'em up, a beat 'em up, a puzzle 'em up, an environmental them up, an Oregon Trails-like, and a Hades-like, and a game in 20 minutes. For both PC and mobile. As a YouTuber, I've created challenge videos and pixel art videos, and a music video that nobody likes. And between the different storefronts that I have my games on, that being Newgrounds, GameJolt, Itch, and Google Play, my games have been played 13,000 times, and my videos have been watched 50,000 times, which is just insane to think about. And I was able to get all of that work done this year by following a reasonable schedule. I work your typical 40 hours a week, plus some travel time. I get about 6 hours of sleep a night. Me and my wife both work jobs, so we juggle our toddler back and forth, so I have him roughly half the time. And during that time, I don't really get any work done. But any day that I'm not working and I'm not in charge of a toddler, I can work on my games and YouTube videos. So as you can see, there's lots of time to get things done. Why did the music change? Oh no. No. So yeah, obviously I don't work a reasonable schedule because life still has to happen, right? I'm an adult and I have a house and I have responsibilities. So I'm usually making my videos on Thursday at 3 a.m. before the Friday deadline. And literally the moment that video goes out, I start thinking about what to do next week. So it's not exactly a healthy schedule to maintain. Really, you don't say. 4 hours of sleep is not healthy? Yeah. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention all of the learning that I'm doing. For the last year, I haven't watched television. I barely watch any movies, and I certainly haven't been keeping up with any animes. Literally the only media I consume has to do with game development. I've watched all of GDC, all of Extra Credits, all of Game Maker's Toolkit, and a handful of other ones that I can't remember off the top of my head. And for my pixel art, I watch videos from Adam C. Eunice and Brandon James Greer. And when I'm not watching something focused on game development, it's YouTube analytics, stuff on SEO, and thumbnails and keywords and all of that stuff. When I sit down with my son to watch something on TV, it's not Barney, it's not The Wiggles, it's serious critical analysis on video games or something on marketing. But let's look at the benefits of being a YouTube game developer. You know, like all the money I've made. But before we get into that, I need to ask you to do a favor for me. If you're subscribed to the channel, could you click on that bell? And if you're not subscribed, then click on subscribe and then click that bell. I'll explain why in realizations, but I'd be really grateful if you did that. But yeah, the amount of money that I've earned this year from game dev is that much. But the thing is, that amount is a little bit deceiving because, while yes, that's the amount of money, I have earned a lot more in talent and traction and community. Which is still a word I kind of hate, but anyhow. In talent, if you go back to my earliest videos, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. I didn't know what I was saying, what I was doing, how to edit videos, how to balance audio, which I'm still figuring out, of course, but it's much better. When I first released games, they were janky and awkward and would often never get played by anybody. But now, a year later, I released a jam game, and it got played by thousands of people. So while the actual dollar amount doesn't really, sound great to adults who think that money is important, which it really is, but doesn't sound great to those people, I've earned a lot in other things, and especially community. We now have the Fireside, which I didn't have prior to starting this. It's become this really cool place. I think, personally, I'm a little bit biased, but I think it's become a really cool place. But now we get to realizations, where I just want to clarify that this year has been worth it. Even with the insane schedule and the no sleep and just the stupid off-the-wall things that have happened, I've met some really cool people, I've learned some really cool things, and ultimately I'm just happy that I tried. But this is also where I have to say something really important. So before I say it, click that bell button, please. So the thing is, I have enjoyed this year a lot, but I haven't really created any good games. I think the balance is off. I'm spending more time focusing on videos and constantly thinking about what this week's video is going to be than I am focusing on what the game I'm making is. So I'm backing down to one video every 2 weeks, which is why I asked you all to press that bell button, because I know for a fact the YouTube algorithm is going to hate me for doing this. But I want to spend more time making games this year, and this will hopefully mean that I have more content to show in videos too, so I don't end up making an entire video on a single animation. And if you want to support me in making that high quality stuff, the link to my Patreon is down below. This year has been a bit of a wild ride, and I'm really excited for the next one.